Sheesh, it's been a minute since I did one of these videos, man, but hey, let's get to it. Now, I've been seeing a lot of mixed opinions and feelings in the manga anime community regarding Season 6, Episode 9 of My Hero Academia. First and foremost, let's all show some amount of gratitude to Studio Bones for adapting My Hero Season 6 to begin with, alright? Personally, I believe they've been doing a solid job so far, staying faithful to the manga to the best of their ability. Now, of course, we can't forget they also been working on Mob Psycho Season 3. Okay, we all know how hype and fire that season is so far. But I just can't possibly imagine the sheer amount of work and stress that they are undergoing right now. It is just like unfathomable. Because they got a lot on their plate right now. So it's like, we got to cut them some amount of slack, all right? So I'm weighing in on both sides of the fence, okay? I completely understand where the hate and complaints are coming from that side of the fence, and also where the enjoyment and gratefulness is coming from the other side of the fence. All right, like I said, I'm on both sides because I've read the manga, so I completely understand how manga readers feel right now regarding this episode and how Studio Bones adapted it. It's completely understandable, especially since it's such a pivotal point in My Hero Academia right now in this war arc. It makes complete sense why manga readers are upset, and like a lot of anime watchers are like, they don't realize what they missed out on having not read the manga to begin with, like me and others out here. They really don't know, because Horikoshi's artwork is top tier artwork. Okay, nobody can touch his art style, like replicate it. Okay, that's his own. He's in his own lane, no doubt, 100%. However, Studio Bones, they have my utmost respect for even trying to, like, attempting to recreate those insane moments in the manga, especially with Deku fighting Shigaraki in the sky and, you know, finally activating his float quirk and everything of that nature. Is like, they have my respect, because Horikoshi's artwork, like, it's just insane. The first time I seen that fighting sequence way back when, it was just like, wow, he popped off when he drew those panels. Every single panel, honestly, all the panels he was drawing in the war arc were just fire. Okay, Horikoshi is just that guy. So I'm not going to nitpick and break down every bit and minute piece of this episode to you guys, because this video will be hella long. I'm not trying to be here for that long with talking about this, man. But I'm just going to pinpoint the scenes that I deem prominent and obvious. All right. So let's start with the very beginning of the episode, when Shigaraki escapes the clutches of Deku and goes after Aizawa, just like with the utmost quickness, because he's trying to take him out, you know, so he can stop using his eraser ability, so he can start wreaking havoc amongst everybody, right? That scene in particular was very grotesque and raw, gritty in the manga, bloody, because Shigaraki got his jaw busted when he bit down on Izuku's arm in the manga from that smash. Like, his jaw was just like flailing in the air as he was just feral, moving ferally, like in the air, just lunging at Eraserhead in the manga. Just blood everywhere. No eyes, just like blank eyes, just straight feral, going after Rabbit, just going after Eraserhead in that moment. They censored the hell out of that scene. That in particular looked very off-putting and awkward, because with minus the blood and just how raw that scene was to begin with. It downplayed it. They very much downplayed it. It just didn't look right. Moving on, one big thing that I did notice throughout this episode, and Studio Bones just excels in, is still not still frames, but I guess you can just call it still frames, where there's not a lot of movement going on. That's what I found that they excelled with in this episode, and also past episodes. When Shigaraki, he finally has his quirks activated, right? He just standing up, he's healed. You see him saying that destruction is all that awaits you. That scene, that frame right there was nice, very well done. Just like the manga, I loved it. Now with Gigantomachia, this episode, they did him some amount of justice. I wish they animated him a little bit more instead of just having majority still frames for him. But I'm satisfied with it. I'm content because that wasn't the main focus of the episode, but it would still have been awesome just to see that just fully animated, just seeing him wreak that just complete devastation amongst all the students and just disrupting all the peace throughout them cities, just completely obliterating all them cities. I would have loved to see that, but at the end of the day, that wasn't the main focus. But it is what it is. But yeah, again, back to my point with the still frames and such, them showing just the sheer raw emotion with the still frames, especially like Deku's anger, especially Deku's anger. I love those still frames where they showed him just completely furious with Shigaraki, just ready to just kick his ass. I just love those frames in particular. Fast forward when Deku finally unlocks his float quirk. I love the rainbow color aesthetic they had with the lettering for the float quirk unveil. I love that. That was a nice touch, most definitely. Now the main event of the entire episode, the fight between Deku and Shigaraki in the air. Okay, paddleball time. That's what I call it, paddleball. That fight, the way Studio Bones adapted the manga for that fight in particular, I say it was pretty solid in my opinion. Okay, I know I'm gonna get a lot of mixed opinions on what I say regarding this, but that's just how I feel. They did it. They recreated it to the best of their ability. Okay, Horikoshi, when he drew that scene, that was just top tier art that I've never seen before. Had me hyped to read the chapter weekly. Had me on the edge of my seat, because it's just wow, this man is in his bag right now, the way he's drawing these panels. Okay, but then seeing it animated, it was just it was underwhelming, but also I was just excited and grateful at the same time, because Studio Bones, they didn't do it complete justice, but they did it just enough for me to leave the episode content, if that makes sense. Because when we see Deku just completely smashing, throwing smash after smash after smash at Shigaraki in the manga, you can just feel it, feel the intensity in that moment, right? The episode portrayed that. You can feel the impact, but it was it didn't have that same amount of punch to it. But even though it didn't have that same amount of punch to it that I could feel, it was just the voice acting really carried it for me, like especially with Deku. Like shout out to his voice actor. He did a good job for portraying Deku's just like fury towards Shigaraki in this moment in time. It's just like he did such a good job showcasing his feelings. I loved it. That was definitely one of my favorite bits. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like I was, before even seeing this sequence to begin with, I was expecting like that god tier animation way back when, like when Deku was fighting Overhaul in the sky, made him look like Lego blocks being disassembled. Like that was like Yuta Nakamura, who animated that. He did a phenomenal job. I was expecting him to play a part in this fight as well, but we didn't get that, sadly. But you know, I'm sure he has some touch in season 6 one way or another sooner or later down the line, because the season is like 25 episodes, so I'm sure he had his touch in it somewhere. We just don't know. Okay, but there was one sequence, couple of frames with Deku and Shiggy in the air when he was about to go charge at him again with another smash. So apparently the dude that animated those particular frames was Tamako Horuchi. Okay, I'm not too fond of what he's done, but I'm sure, I mean, obviously I've seen a good bit of it because he's been involved with assisting with the animation in certain parts of My Hero from the beginning, apparently. But yeah, shout out to him. He did a good job for those couple of frames, so that really did add more intensity to the fight, seeing Deku's just emotions. So, you know, after receiving that god tier animation back from season 4 with that Overhaul and Deku fight, it's like we were spoiled and we wanted that just again. Okay, now we did receive that type animation from World Heroes Mission with Deku in that final bout with Fleckturn when he went 100%, right? So we were spoiled. We got spoiled, okay? We got spoiled with that beautiful top god tier animation, right? But hey, all in all, guys, I'm grateful for even receiving this anime adaptation to begin with. Okay, Studio Bones did this to the best of their ability from what I can see. You know, could it have been better? Yes, of course. Obviously, we could have got some god tier animation for this fight in particular, but it is what it is. But hey, let's just hope they bring that heat going forward for the rest of the series, for this rest of this season in particular. Just gonna have to wait and see how they adapt the rest of the manga. I don't know how far they're gonna take it, but I am still excited. I'm still here for the along for the ride and see what's popping. So you guys let me know if you want me to continue to drop more content in this kind of format. Let me know what's up. But hey, I'll catch you on the next one. All right, I'm out.